Schools are more than places where teachers deliver lessons and students do work. They are places where people connect and where they collaborate. In a world gone crazy, this is The Matter Show.
Five weeks since the presidential announcement declaring the closure of schools, our college has been open for learning by continuing to function normally, in most respects, in an environment that is anything but normal. And as normal, our college teachers are in contact with you students from the start of the registration period at 7:30 until the end of the last lesson of the day. It has been fascinating to watch you following your normal daily timetable and engaging in creative lessons consisting of individual work, group work, and interaction with your teachers on the Google Meet platform. Our talented visual arts students have continued to produce the most amazing artworks under the guidance of Mrs. Martin, such as these structured doodles used for calming and meditation. Another task undertaken by our grade 8 and 9 visual arts students was to find items around their homes to make up the letters of their names. And for those who did not have paint at home, Mrs. Martin instructed them to make use of diluted coffee for these artworks. Earth Day was celebrated by Mrs. Turk's grade 10 geography class. They had to go into their gardens and identify an indigenous plant, and then to try and find a creative way to get in touch with nature. And as normal, the grade 10 history students staged an invasion of the grade 10 accounting class, and even brought along some past matric accounting students for the ride. This week saw yet another milestone as both students and teachers successfully navigated their way through the first online cycle test assessments in keeping with the normal Tuesday and Thursday cycle test schedule. All of these efforts have been put into place to ensure that your education is not interrupted by the lockdown measures despite the disruption to our normal lifestyles. As normal, our dedicated teachers continue to be available after school to provide support lessons and continue to facilitate physical tasks and creative challenges for students looking to stay connected.
Hello everyone. So during this lockdown period, we've needed to find some new creative ways to get our cross-country team to meet. So what we've come up with is a virtual Redham residential relay. We've got a number of our cross-country team who are going to be running from their own homes. They've mapped out a 1 kilometer route, and we are all going to run our kilometer, pass over the baton, in just a fun way of getting everyone involved. So here we go. Ready, Ben? Go, let's go! Darren! Darren!
Bobby!
Michaela!
Ebenezer!
Luke! Georgia!
Ruth! Christian!
This week also saw the Redham House on Mhlanga Plank Challenge taking place. Mr. Jones was in the lead when his son Nixon inconveniently decided to jump on his daddy, thus allowing Josh Swart to take the title.
We lost the donuts, boy! How much?
The challenge was misinterpreted by Mr. van Wyk, who thought that this was what was meant by planking. And our orchestra has continued as normal to produce the most beautiful music under Mr. Scott's direction. And then there are a few abnormal times, such as Mrs. Shepherdson challenging her grade 9R class to dress up like their online Disney profile pics, with Mrs. Shepherdson joining in for good fun. And then there was Mr. Robertson's grade 12 class's most unsuccessful Mexican wave ever.
Yesterday, I had an awful technology challenge day. This online teaching can be so good until something goes wrong. Then it feels like everything falls apart. Of course, as it happens, I teach grade 8 to 12 on a Wednesday, so all of my classes got to witness what a spectacular hot mess I was. Often in our online lessons, we discuss how we are feeling and coping, and agree that these are such unsettling days, and it's so hard to keep learning new ways to do things. We all agree that we just need to show each other grace and kindness, and it'll all be okay. I would like to thank my students that witnessed my Wednesday chaos for being so supportive of me. You were full of grace and kindness on a day that I so desperately needed it. I'm so proud of the way you're embracing these challenging days. Have a wonderful weekend. I hope you get to rest.
During times of fear and uncertainty, the very best elements of human nature can prevail, as is the case in these coronavirus-related good news stories we have found from around the world and around our neighborhood, demonstrating the power of displaying care and kindness to those less fortunate or able than you in a crisis.
We start with an inspirational film by filmmaker Deeparab Mukherjee.
Yes, there is fear. Yes, there is isolation. Yes, there is panic buying. Yes, there is sickness. Yes, there is even death. But they say that in Wuhan, after so many years of noise, you can hear the birds again. They say that after just a few weeks of quiet, the sky is no longer thick with fumes, but blue and grey and clear. They say that in the streets of Assisi, people are singing to each other across the empty squares, keeping their windows open, so that those who are alone may hear the sounds of family around them. They say that a hotel in the west of Ireland is offering free meals and delivery to the housebound. Today, a young woman I know is busy spreading flyers with her number through the neighbourhood, so that the elders may have someone to call on. Today, churches, synagogues, mosques and temples are preparing to welcome and shelter the homeless, the sick, the weary. All over the world, people are slowing down and reflecting. All over the world, people are looking at their neighbours in a new way. All over the world, people are waking up to a new reality, to how big we really are, to to how little control we really have, to what really matters, to love. So we pray and we remember that yes, there is fear, but there does not have to be hate. Yes, there is isolation, but there does not have to be loneliness. Yes, there is panic buying, but there does not have to be meanness. Yes, there is sickness, but there does not have to be disease of the soul. Yes, there is even death, but there can always be a rebirth of love. Wake to the choices you make as to how to live now. Today, breathe. Listen. Behind the factory noises of your panic, the birds are singing again. The sky is clearing. Spring is coming. And we are always encompassed by love. Open the windows of your soul. And though you may not be able to touch across the empty square, sing.
And speaking of singing, the One World Together at Home concert on Sunday night, organised by Lady Gaga, raised $127 million for coronavirus relief efforts.
I care so much about...
We have an update on the Smiles Behind Masks project, as because of your postings on their Instagram account, so far 75 masks have been delivered to the Albert Luthuli Hospital, where they will be used by the families of children in the oncology ward.
Hi everyone, I hope you're all good and staying safely at home. During this time of uncertainty, there are so many people in our community who are in desperate need of support. We are extremely fortunate, and something that we take for granted is that we have food. We, as an outreach portfolio, have sent out an initiative which can help us to achieve our community service hours, as well as help our wider community by helping to feed vulnerable children. By doing chores around your home, such as washing dishes or gardening, whatever you can think of, you can earn money from your parents and donate that money to the Bambayi project. There's more information such as payment details, etc. on Google Classroom. All you need to remember to do is email a picture or a video of yourself doing the chore to Mr. Taylor and indicate how many hours you would like to claim. Keep in mind that you can't claim more than 4 hours from this project during this lockdown period. Let's all try to get involved and remember the people in our community who are struggling.
Despite our natural instincts to want to do what we have normally done, when the storm of the pandemic passes, I know that our college will be forever changed by this experience. Nothing will be as normal as what it was before. It is my hope that we will all be the better for it. I've been so proud of how our Redham House and Flinders students and teachers have found creative ways to solve some considerable challenges posed by the lockdown conditions. Your compassion, your commitment to keep going, and your care for each other as well as those less fortunate than ourselves is truly inspiring. Enjoy the long weekend. It's time now to get off those screens. So we play out with the combined performances of Celine Dion, Andrea Bocelli, John Legend and Lady Gaga from the One World Stay at Home concert.